Couple mini diamonds right here. All right, remember I said we wanted minimal to no oxygen? Here we go, this is what we're gonna do. Honestly, that's what we're gonna be trying to get out of the wood. Little happy fellow. I just like to see the gas stream. See that coming out of there? Oh no, oh man, see that? That's a problem right there. All right, everybody, welcome back to Bunker Tales. It's been a while, not because I haven't been doing anything, but because I haven't been posting it on the channel. Anyways, welcome to this weekend morning. This right here is a piece of charcoal. It looks very much like wood, because it is. That's where it comes from. So this is wood basically reduced into carbon. You can see I can crack it. It's pretty weak. What this is a good fuel source for some of our new projects. So what we're gonna do today is make it. I'm gonna show you how to make it. So a normal campfire, I think, could be wrong. I think its hottest is probably gonna produce about 950 degrees. Not hot enough to do much with metal. You can melt lead with that, but that's about it. So what we'll need to do is make a lot of this so that we can do aluminum can melting, and then also ultimately we can make some iron out of that iron ore. So you've all seen a campfire before. You've all seen this black stuff on the wood. This right here is actually some charcoal, but you can see I can barely get it off. Get off just a little bit of it. The rest of it's hard wood. So, I mean, and this is just a burnt piece of bark. That's not charcoal, it's just bark. So what you end up with is stuff like this. If the charcoal is exposed to oxygen, it's gonna burn. So we need to make sure it's not exposed to very much oxygen. You can still get some pretty cool pieces, like this here is a really good piece of charcoal that just fell off of here. The difference is it's not very reliable to get that off of this. This is gonna be interesting. It's wet out here, it's pretty wet. But I'm gonna try to build something in the middle of that. Here's my trick. Got newspaper sort of stuff. And I've got this jug of used lawnmower oil. Not work since it did just rain, but okay, so mower oil. Couple mini diamonds right here. We'll use him to line it up. There we go. Come on my hand. Status update. There's the fire. It's finally alive. Took a little bit to get it going. Once these big sticks get going, though, it'll be good. So, this is not the sort of fire we need to do this, but whatever. We got fire. Now we can move on to the next part. All right, remember I said we wanted minimal to no oxygen? Here we go. This is what we're gonna do. We have a paint can. And here, we have the paint can lid. You can see it's got a hole in them. That's where we're gonna let all the gases from the wood vent. So we stuff this thing full of wood, and then the gases vent through that hole. Now, if we just left the top open, that would be more than enough room for the gases to vent, but also oxygen would be able to go down in there. And it would take our charcoal, instead of basically like kind of dehydrating it, it would burn it. We wouldn't have anything left in here. Hammer, hatchet. Here's a dry piece of wood right here. He's kind of fat. In fact, I found that you don't want him to be fat, so I just put the hatchet here, kind of like a chisel, and I wheel on it. It splits it. And these pieces right here are perfect. So, I mean, it's a little thicker than a finger, but you get the idea. These pieces are pretty perfect. What we'll do with these, cut up a ton of them, stick them down in here to rest. We got it kind of stuck in there. I'm leaving it a little loose because I found if you back it too tightly, I've had trouble. If you look at these things, they're basically the size of sticks. In fact, over there, I have used sticks. The reason I'm not is because they're wet right now, and it's gonna take longer. So, I mean, this is basically just like using a stick. It's a little more convenient They look cooler. That's why I'm using this. This is oak. Oak wood, let me tell you. Yo. Every is, it's basically full. What we do is just pop this on the top. As you see, it's not down exactly. So what we're gonna do, I only got one hand, but you know, tap the lid on. Probably need 2 hands to do this. But you get the idea. Got 3 paint cans, they're all full of wood. We got the fire. It's not very hot right now. I mean, it's pretty hot in there. Those gray things. That stuff turning into charcoal for sure. It's hard to get out of there. Oh wow, that's kind of cool. You see that bubbling stick right there? Honestly, that's what we're going to be trying to get out of the wood. Moisture, wood gases. What I'm going to do right now is build the fire up. And we're going to put the paint cans in the middle here. So it needs to be a little wider. I want to mention real quick, I didn't come up with this idea. I was looking on YouTube, and I found a channel called The King of Random. And they did this. I said, man, that's a good idea, because the alternative would have been either something very expensive or something very time-consuming. So in the old days, what they do, before they started the fire, they'd build this big mound of dirt over all the sticks and light it from the top. We'd have breather holes on the bottom and eventually plug it up and let it burn for, man, days sometimes, depends on how long it took. Then they'd break open the mound and take out the charcoal. Now that sounds like a whole lot of work. This is much easier. I call this white man fire because it makes tons of smoke. And it's big and it's loud. Gotta put all these in there. I use the handles on these. This little boy, we're just gonna throw in. Here it's kind of. There we go. We'll have to stack wood around them in a minute. Ooh. There we are. We're gonna come cover that gap in a second. This is not very efficient, but let me tell you which one. Oh, this will be heavy. All right. Almost. There we are. Yeah, that's a good spot, right? There. Okay. Oh man, they're already starting to bend. That's good. Okay, so right now on this can, the hot side is obviously the bottom down there, and this other side. This side right here is going to be cooler. Oh, look, he's starting to vent. Some of that wood gas coming off. Anyways, we want to try to surround him fully with fire. So there's can 1, can 2's over there, and can 3 is right over there. You see that white stuff coming out of the hole? Come on, there he is. He's starting to flare up. That's what we want to burn off. The wood gas there. Here's just kind of an overview of the fire. We're trying to trigger that reaction. Oh, he's doing it. Come on, fella. You can actually see the stream coming out of the hole. You see that? That's gas. Look at that. And it lights off that smoke. Look at that. Pretty white smoke. Okay, so that's exactly what we want him to do. He's on it. This is the one that was fuller. I actually had something else I'll show you real briefly. This right here is what happened when you think the charcoal's done, but it's actually not. As you can see it burnt. This is just a burnt stick. It's not what we want. We don't want burnt sticks. So, these are some failures. I did not let them go all the way. One of the pots, I think it's this guy right here, has some of those in them. This guy, so he doesn't have as much to burn, is what I'm saying. This one, who's smoking white, he's completely new wood. Unburnt wood. And the little boy over here, he's also, barely see him, right in there. That guy, he's also got some other crud in it, but man, look at this. Look at him go. A little happy fellow. I just like to see the gas stream. See that coming out of there? Pretty amazing. It's gonna take a while for them to burn off. Like I said, it's not very efficient, but man, Ida gave me a lot of wood. Got 2 wood piles back there. I got wood stumps. I got a sticking wood, a little bit of wood right there. I got a wood stump over there. Look at it. Back here, more wood, and I've split a bit of wood too, just a little bit. That's not even all of it though. You see there's some more back there. And wait, we ain't even done yet. Look at this. These are basically trees. Look at them. I got them stacked up here. So yeah, we got way too much wood, so we are gonna waste it because I have nothing else to do with it. There's Edward, I was waiting for. Do you hear that sound? I hope you can. This fella right here, I think it's him. Is he lighting off the blowtorch? Yes, he is. It's gonna be hard for you to see. Even harder when I do that. You can definitely see the gas coming out. Eventually he's gonna make a flame torch. You can see it, I hope. See that tongue of fire coming out? Update, everything's going good. You can't really see it. I don't think you can, but there was a flame coming out of that hole right there. That's exactly what we want. This guy over here does not have a flame coming out of his hole. Well, actually he does, it's just less noisy. Very hard for y'all to see. Whatever, we're gonna leave them in there, let this cook down. I just wanted to pause to mention this because I was thinking about it. Isn't it like just very amazing that this wood, which grows all around us by itself, mind you, don't even need a planet, is of such use to humanity and nature. Look at this stuff. Charcoal is used for cooking, it's used for smelting, used for even warming people. That was in the past. Now today we use coal. We burn a lot of coal for basically everything. And coal is very similar. Just comes out of the ground. It's pretty similar though. Charcoal, you know, you get from burning crud, but whatever. Anyways, I guess I'm just thankful. Look how God looked out for us. It's not a barren desert everywhere. There are trees, at least where I live, everywhere. So we need to cook our food with, smelt metal with, and even keep us warm. I think it's important to realize just how amazing the balance of this world is, even though it is cursed. He set things up in this fashion for us. It's not chaotic. You don't have to go dig coal out of the ground. You can get it from trees. That's pretty amazing to me. You can also just buy this at the store, but you know what? That's lame. I think it's cooler to see where it comes from. This is just fun. I like how wood's put together, all the grain. I'm sure you guys have seen wood grain, but that's just cool. You can split it so easily. It's made for strength, my boys. Made for strength. Yeah, on the topic of wood, you can build crud with it. Left that part out. And the little yard rats live in it. Talk about squirrels. When you see things like this in nature, you gotta be a moron to think this happened by accident. We know that the heavens declare the glory of God. I mean, we're looking at the amazing things right now. We're looking at that fire over there, made by God. The wood can even burn that way. It's pretty amazing. That it can turn to charcoal is amazing. That we can build with it, also amazing. So all this creation, it declares the glory of God, which means, basically, that when people see it, they think, wow, whoever made all this is something special. That's kind of the simplest way I can put it. Same reason humans make things. We write books, movies, speak in public, sing, all that sort of stuff to bring ourselves glory. You know, praise. When people see that, they say, wow, look at this. Look what they did. That's what God made everything to do. There's actually an interesting question about that in the Bible. You see, the Pharisees, which were a religious group of people, were trying to get Jesus in trouble with the Roman government because they hated him. See, Jesus came and he said, you know what? God loves the prostitutes. God loves the people who are called sinners by y'all, and he came to save them. Now, the religious group did not like that. Didn't like it one bit. So what they did was they set out as their main goal to find some sort of problem with Jesus and get the Roman government to kill him, because at that time, the Jews, they were under Roman control. They did not have power over who lived and died. That was Rome. Anyways, they try to trap him, and they say, hey, let's try to get him to not pay taxes. That'll be fun. Oh, this is a good shot over here. Oh, no. Oh, man. See that? That's a problem right there. We're starting to get a burn on that one side. I'll get back to the story in a second. Okay, so, feeling how light this guy was when I picked him up. This is the older can. I think we were burning charcoal. So, as you see, he's venting right now. What I did was I pressed the lid back in, and he's starting to smoke. And what we want to do is eventually kind of clog that lid. Maybe jump. As you saw, it won't clog. So, tamp that down a bit. Behave. They're trying to get Jesus, back to the story, to not pay a tax. So Jesus, he said, give me a coin. They're like, okay. They bring Jesus the coin. And he says, whose face and whose likeness? I think he says likeness and then insignia or something like that. Who's on this coin, basically? You know, y'all have seen coins, pennies. Seen that? I think Abraham Lincoln's on there. Hope I'm not wrong. But anyway, so the coin has Caesar on it. This is what Jesus says to them. He says, render to Caesar what is Caesar's, and render to God what is God's. Now, these guys were smart people, so they understood what was going on. When he said that, the inference was this. This coin is Caesar's because it looks like him. It was made by Caesar, and it looks like him. So if he demands that you give him this money, give it to him, because it's his. But he says also, give to God what is God's. Now, God made something that looks like him, that has his face on it. And that's you, and that's me. So God says, I made you to give me glory, just like this fire, just like this wood, even though this has been cursed for our sakes, even though we've been cursed. He says, I made you to bring glory to me. That's what you're supposed to do. Pretty cool we forget that. Not cool we forget it, but it's funny how we forget that. We live to only bring glory to ourselves, even when everything we make is to bring glory to us. I mean, God made us for the same reason. Pretty cool stuff. All right, we'll just test this again. Yeah. All right, we're gonna leave him there. Gonna come over here and check on this guy. He's smoking a bit, but he's got a better... Never mind, he's not a better seal. How dare you? If he hadn't already burned out. It's the only way I know to get him out of the fire. Right now, for this guy, and for that guy, we gotta let him cool. The heavens declare the glory of God. Look at that. Look at that beautiful chroma blue sky. That's what I like to call it. Look at all this. Incredible. God who made this, I thank you for your creation. Thank you that it points to you. Scraped up the fire around here. You can see he's still venting. Boys, here's the time. This is still a little hot, but this fella here is ready to be opened. So, you can see he's taking some beating by the fire. Yeah, he even turned red right there. I'm not exactly sure why that happened. Whatever, let's see what's inside. Hopefully he cooked. He didn't, live and learn. He got crushed because I set something on top of him while he was hot. Wasn't enough to melt the metal. That takes some high heat. But it was enough to weaken it. Since it's very thin. And these are actually harder to get off than a normal paint lid because it's thick. Ah, there it is. The charcoal. Now I cooked a very special piece. I thought it'd be cool to show y'all. Look at that. This is a gumball. Sweet gum. And now it's made of charcoal. Now, I'm not gonna crush this one because it's so beautiful. So let me just show you what we've made. So here's a stick. Watch this. Barely did anything. Just folds right in half. That's how you know it's done. It's still a little warm. Look at all that down in there. There it is. Beautiful charcoal. Oh, that's a good one right there. That's a stick. You guys don't even know how light this stuff is. It is like, this is like a Cheeto. Maybe even a little lighter than a Cheeto. That's what this stick turned into. Pretty amazing. One more thing. Look at the coloration on this one. Isn't that cool? It's kind of a rainbow sheen. I don't know exactly what that is. I'm assuming it's some sort of wood oil or something. I don't know. I'm not a chemist. Anyways. Oh, there's one more cool one in here. No, I thought that was a piece of bark. Never mind. Alright, well, whatever. Anyways, all that's charcoal. Very nice. High quality. As you see, it's clean. This one is a little yucky looking, but most of it's clean looking. No ash in there. But what can we do with charcoal other than just burning it to smelt metal? Well, if you get your hands on some sulfur and some potassium nitrate, you can make gunpowder. Yeah, that's right. We might do that later. That'll be fun. We can still have some live coals in here, so I'm gonna be careful as I pull this one out. Come on. I summon you! I summon you! Look at that in there. It's so hot in here. Oh, wow. Look at this. It's a Jeep. This right there is a piece of bark. Look at that. Just as if you'd pull it off a tree. Only it breaks like a Cheeto. Look at that. Little charcoal splinter. So this Walmart bag, actually this is a Cane's bag. Everyone always online when we play games, they're like, I'm eating canes, and they're like, what's that? It's chicken, fool. Anyways, here's what we got out of all those buckets. This is bigger than a Walmart bag, but maybe twice as big. Anyways, what I've done is, like I said, I've scooped some coals out of there, and I have trapped them in these buckets. Haven't taken any out yet. Here's a very big piece of charcoal that I dug out. I don't have anywhere to put it right now, but man, look at that thing. Here's my hand. That's how big it is. Solid charcoal. I mean, look how I move it around with a stick. It's great stuff. Man, I'd love to be able to trap that. All right, boys. I got 2 of them ready to go, I think. This one's still a little warm. This one's cold. So I'm gonna open him up first. Now remember, this is the charcoal we just pulled out of the fire. So, already the main difference is that it is gray. It's not because it's not cooked. It's because it's got an ash on it. I don't know if it's gonna work differently that way. I doubt it, but anyway. Yeah, very dusty. So we'll have to try to get some of that off. Right now I'm just pouring it out to see if we have any interesting pieces. Oh, here's a pretty nice piece. That's a big one. Whoa, what? I'm having trouble finding my camera for some reason. Gray on one side, but big chunk. There's an even bigger one in here. Let's pull that out for you. I don't know, he's being a little difficult. Come here. Ah, there he is. Look at that. Big, nice piece. You can see it falls apart. So, here's what we got. This is the charcoal cooked inside the paint cans. Very dark, pretty. This is a duller charcoal. You can see it when you put them next to each other. Actually, this is a pretty decent piece. But anyways, you can see it there. It's got a little more ash stuck to it. Definitely got more from that method. This looks prettier though, cleaner. Anyways, but here's the finished product. I put them in these apple bags. It's supposed to be a 3-pound apple bag. They're kind of stuffed. So over here, we have 2 that were cooked inside the paint cans. And over here, we have 2 that were just taken from the fire. Now the big takeaway is that these here give us more charcoal but it's smaller, crumbles, and I had to use that fan over there to kind of blow some of the soot off to even get it to this. So you get more that way. This charcoal right here, very difficult to see, there we go. This is the charcoal cooked inside the paint can, so you get big chunks, fine black pieces, no soot. You can see that more in these two pouches right here. So these are the small, fine dusts left over. And this is from the campfire. You can see it still has some gray in it. This stuff, this stuff looks like black powder, just about. Look at that. Very good looking stuff. All of these, the big bags, are ripe for burning. So that's it. That's how you make charcoal. So I'll see you in the next video. I don't know what I'll be doing, but hopefully we'll be using the charcoal soon. We might actually be doing something with lead, since that's one of the easiest metals to melt. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next Bunker Tales. Bye bye.